This Georgia high school football team is getting absolutely shafted by their own state. And the more research I did about this story, it just kept getting crazier. So last week down in Georgia, we had a state playoff matchup between Brunswick and Gainesville. Two good teams in state playoffs, highly anticipated matchup. And just to help you understand the type of talent that goes to Gainesville, here's one of their alumni that can not be named. So they play the game, and Gainesville absolutely demolishes Brunswick 42-0 in a playoff game. But towards the end of the game, this happens where a Brunswick player seems to think that the field is a UFC octagon, starts ripping off helmets. Watch what he does right here. Ready, boom. And then watch this arrow up in the top left. Leroy Jenkins comes in, absolutely just demolishes one of the Gainesville players. All hell breaks loose, which of course correlates to the benches clearing. You see the same thing in Pee Wee football, college football, and NFL. It happens every single time. By the way, if you want more stories that ESPN has to cover, make sure you're following. So after this, the Georgia High School Association reviews the tape, and their ruling is legitimately insane. Because apparently there's a bylaw that states any player on the sidelines that leaves the bench area when there's a little tussle, they immediately get suspended. No questions asked. So basically, bench players who weren't even playing and the players who were actually throwing down just get treated the same. And the GHSA didn't hold back. They purged everyone. 39 Gainesville players got suspended for one game. Brunswick had 41 players suspended, a postseason ban for next year, and both teams got fined $5,000. And just to grasp how big of a deal this was for Gainesville, 2 of the 39 players that were suspended are committed to this little school called Alabama, who in turn would not be able to play in their state quarterfinal matchup if they were suspended. So Gainesville, this is their coach right here, says, hell no. Only 4 of the guys were actually getting after that. Suspend them all you want. That's fine. But the other 35 dudes who were just protecting their teammates from being assaulted, that's not fair. So the GHSA replies to them and says, hey, tough shit, buddy. Rules are rules. Now, as you can imagine, that pisses off Gainesville. So they do the next logical thing. File a lawsuit. And the Superior Court judge agrees with Gainesville. So the judge files a temporary restraining order against the GHSA, blocking all these suspensions and letting the players play in their next game against Langston Hughes. So as a response, Gainesville starts celebrating. What a win for common sense, right? Nope, only lasted about 3 hours. Because the GHSA, in a purely arrogant move, acts like a 5-year-old and says, no, we're not accepting this. And they go, oh, you want to appeal? Watch this. We're going to appeal your appeal to a higher court. And these guys were supposed to play in the quarterfinals last night, but since this whole lawsuit and appeal process is going on, it's been postponed indefinitely. So now the team they were supposed to play yesterday is just sitting at home like, what the hell is happening? And this is just a complete failure of leadership by the GHSA. Instead of using discretion to punish the guilty, they're just trying to burn the entire playoffs down to prove a point. But let me know who you think is in the right and wrong in this situation. Is it Gainesville or is it the GHSA?